Most people think transformation is about becoming someone new. It's not. Real transformation starts when you stop running from who you are and stay long enough to face it. If you've done the work, if you've sat with fear instead of avoiding it, if you've questioned the beliefs that kept you small and chose growth when comfort was easier, then this video is for you. Because you didn't build confidence by waiting for it. You built it by showing up, by failing forward, by staying honest when it was uncomfortable. And now the question isn't, can I change? It's, how deeply can I master what I've already built? This isn't a restart. It's an expansion. From foundation to mastery, reflection on the journey, we discuss the transformational path, moving from doubt and fear to confidence and resilience. It was a full reckoning. You looked your fear in the face. You stopped avoiding the parts of yourself you didn't like. You stopped waiting for confidence to show up magically and started building it from scratch. That matters. You weren't handed some quick fixes. You did the work. You sat in the discomfort. You asked hard questions. And somewhere in all that, you began to change. Let's pause to acknowledge that. You made it through something most people won't even attempt. You dismantled the story that you weren't enough. You challenged habits and thoughts that were decades in the making. And now, you're here, standing on a new foundation, stronger, clearer, and ready for more. But growth doesn't stop. You didn't do all this just to stop it better. You're not here to plateau. The next stage isn't about becoming someone else, but expanding who you already are. You've laid the groundwork. Now, it's time to build something even deeper. Understanding doubt and fear. Let's rewind. Doubt and fear were the first barriers. It is not the kind of fear that keeps you alive in real danger, but the quieter fear that keeps you small. The kind that whispers you're not ready. That says you'll fail again. That tells you to sit down, keep quiet, and settle. You had to trace that fear back to where it started. Maybe it was a parent who criticized everything. Maybe it was a teacher who humiliated you in front of a class, or a boss who crushed your confidence. Or maybe it wasn't one big moment, just a slow accumulation of disappointment and rejection. Either way, those experiences wired something into you. You started to believe the doubt. But you stopped letting those stories run your life. You looked them in the eye. You stopped treating fear like a warning and started treating it like a signal. You learned that fear often shows up not when you're wrong, but when you're doing something that matters. You started choosing growth over comfort. That's the shift that changes everything. So I'm curious, what was the moment you realized you'd outgrown who you used to be, but hadn't yet stepped into who you're becoming? Share it in the comments. Your reflection might help someone else recognize that growth doesn't mean something is wrong. It means something deeper is ready to be built. Building self-belief and confidence. Confidence doesn't come from compliments. It comes from clarity, from knowing who you are, where you've been, and what you're capable of handling. And to build that kind of confidence, you had to dig deep. You built your self-belief from the ground up. No fluff, no delusion. You identified what you believed about yourself, and more importantly, where those beliefs came from. Then you started cutting the dead weight. You questioned those limiting thoughts. You challenged the assumptions. You reframed the old patterns. You stopped waiting for someone else to validate you. You gave yourself permission. You started treating confidence like a muscle. You showed up even when it was shaky. You leaned into hard things. You learned how to fail without falling apart. That's not easy work. Most people spend their whole lives avoiding it. And when life pushed back, you didn't retreat. You used the pressure. You let it harden your core, not your heart. You started treating challenges as fuel. You didn't just survive setbacks, you started learning from them. That's real resilience. That's when confidence stops being an act and becomes something you carry in your bones. If you're noticing how much effort it took to become who you are now, or realizing you've outgrown the patterns that once protected you, and you can feel there's another level waiting, but you're not sure how to step into it yet, I created something to support that transition. It's a free set of chapter previews with guided, action-based reflections to help you integrate what you've already learned. Sharpen your self-awareness. And start practicing self-mastery in real, everyday moments. You'll find the link in the description. Taking action and strengthening resilience. The difference between people who grow and people who stay stuck comes down to one thing: action. You took action even when it was uncomfortable. You didn't just think about what you wanted, you moved toward it. You took the call, sent the message, asked the question, and made the leap. That's where resilience lives, not in your head, but in your choices. It's not about pretending things don't hurt. It's about choosing to show up anyway. It's about bouncing back when you screw up or get knocked down and deciding to try again with more wisdom. Every bold step you took reinforced that strength, even the ones that didn't go the way you wanted. You stopped tying your worth to outcomes. You started measuring progress in how you handled setbacks. You learned to be proud of your effort, risk-taking, and persistence. That's what changed the game, not perfection, not confidence that never wavers, just a decision to keep moving. And you didn't do it recklessly. You acted with intention, with self-respect. You learned how to make bold choices without burning yourself out. You knew when to push and when to rest. You weren't just reacting anymore, you were directing your life. Actionable exercises, applying new insights. Action is what separates seeking change from really bringing it about. Doing something is more difficult than knowing what to do. Now, let's remove that obstacle. Growth is not an idea, it's action. Pick one of these exercises to do this week. A. The mirror talk. Stand in front of a mirror and say out loud what you're afraid of, what you're working on, what you're proud of. Yes, it's awkward. Do it anyway, out loud. It helps rewire your internal dialogue. B. The honest ask. Text or call someone you trust and ask, what's something I do that holds me back, even if I don't see it? Don't defend, just listen, then write it down. C. Pattern interrupt. Notice one habit that makes you feel worse: doom scrolling, avoiding confrontation, self-pity. Your results are shaped by your patterns. If one is disrupted, the entire trajectory is altered. This is evidence that you can alter your response, not perfection. Commit to doing something different in the moment. Replace it. It doesn't have to be perfect, just intentional. Example, when you want to avoid a hard conversation, write down exactly what you're afraid will happen if you have it. See how realistic that fear really is. Envisioning the future and expanding growth. You didn't stop with healing. You started imagining. You let yourself think bigger. You pictured the version of yourself you wanted to become, not the fantasy version, but the honest one. The one who knows their values, trusts themselves, and don't shrink in uncertainty. That vision wasn't about ego. It wasn't about impressing anyone. It was about alignment. You started asking, what kind of life feels true to me? Not easy, not convenient, just true. And you committed to moving toward it step by step. You also realized you couldn't do this alone. You started seeking out people who challenge and support you. You leaned on friends, mentors, and teachers. You started building your environment to match your values. You stopped clinging to relationships that drained you. You let go of people who needed you to stay small so they could feel comfortable. That took guts. And most importantly, you accepted that growth doesn't end. You didn't reach some finish line and declare yourself healed. You embrace the idea that you're always in motion, always evolving and always refining. You stopped chasing arrival and started honoring the process. That mindset is rare. Most people want relief. You wanted the truth. That's what makes you different. Connecting to the next phase of growth. Here's where things shift. You've done the foundational work. You've built confidence, resilience, and clarity. But now it's time to go deeper. The next phase isn't louder, it's sharper. It's quieter but more powerful. It's not about how you present yourself to the world, it's about how you process the world. This next level is about emotional intelligence, intuition, creative thinking, mental discipline. The tools that help you not just respond to life, but shape it. Tools that let you see beneath the surface, read between the lines, and make decisions that reflect your deepest values. You're ready for that. You've proven that already. You're not afraid of discomfort anymore. You're not addicted to validation. You're grounded enough to look at yourself honestly and keep growing without needing praise or perfection. Remember this. You didn't build this strength by accident. You built it by facing what was uncomfortable instead of avoiding it. You're not behind. You're not unfinished. You're refining what you've already earned. Self-mastery isn't about control, it's about clarity. And clarity grows when you stay honest, stay present, and keep choosing alignment over comfort. This video draws directly from the core teachings in my book Self-Mastery. Elevate your thinking, empower your life, and its companion workbook. You'll find them linked in the description. They're designed to work side by side. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and don't forget to subscribe.